Thank you, sir. You saved my life.
It's tempting to think of Academy Award winner Mary Steenburgen as Hollywood's girl next door. Whether she's batting her eyes back to the future or mothering a good-natured elf.
Walter, Buddy has made us breakfast. Isn't that nice?
And lunch.
And lunch.
But the reality is, Mary Steenburgen actually relishes being bad.
I love to play horrible, evil, mean people because...
See, I can't see you being horrible or mean.
I know. Trust me, I have horrible in me.
Hi, I'm Liz. I work for Jack.
Diana Jessup. And I'm glad to see the endgame of feminism is women dressing like Dennis the Menace at work.
Diana.
See? She can be nasty. And sexy.
The ice cream is gonna melt.
You're right. It is melting.
But even in Melvin and Howard, the role that won her an Oscar, Mary Steenburgen somehow made stripping seem sweet.
Oh my God, it's Melvin. Hi, Melvin.
I wish sometimes people wouldn't underestimate me, but it's a fleeting wish. It's not where I live.
Mary, that smile right down here, Mary!
At 60 years old, it's all served her pretty well. Her latest film, Last Vegas, a CBS Films production,
Tonight, we're gonna party like it's 1959.
Bring out the bottles!
brings her Oscar together with 4 other Oscar winners, a cast most actresses only dream about.
You know spring chicken, but you deserve better than being around these lowlives.
Wow! Prince Charming, is that you? You are so much shorter than I thought you would be.
There's something very delicious and a very kind of wise and beautiful dance that's done when you work with people at this point in your life that are that accomplished.
A Southern girl at heart, Steenburgen was born in Newport, Arkansas. Her mother, a secretary. Her father, a freight train conductor, who was doting but ill. He suffered several heart attacks, leaving Steenburgen fearing that she might lose him at any moment.
I actually believed if I behaved myself and if I made straight A's and if I was good enough, I could save my dad's life. And every single time he had a heart attack, I knew what I'd done that caused it.
It's a lot of pressure.
It was a lot of pressure.
Her only retreat? Books. Obsessively so.
I lived in them, and why wouldn't I live in them? I could scream, I could yell.
Because you could play all that out in your head.
Yeah.
It opened a world that led her to New York City, where eventually it was none other than Jack Nicholson who noticed Steenburgen's Southern charm and cast her in Going South.
In my time, I have put a gal or two in tune with nature.
I'm sure nature is very grateful.
She's been turning heads ever since, most notably the head of her husband, Ted Danson.
It's just so rare that you meet somebody that you're endlessly fascinated by, and I am endlessly fascinated by him.
When they first met, Danson was showing off a new set of hair extensions that he had gotten for a role.
My first thought about him is, this is the most ridiculous creature I've ever met in my entire life.
And she was mine from that moment on.
It wasn't only the hair that she had to overcome, it was his on-screen persona as the bartending ladies' man from Cheers.
You like to laugh?
I love to laugh. How did you know?
Call it a hunch.
But I actually believed that he was sort of superficial and slick. And but as I said to somebody, slick guys don't say gosh Rooney after making love.
They will now, because that's pretty cool.
Clearly that's the way to a girl's heart.
Gasha Rooney eventually led to I Do.
This is home, big time, yeah. And
they were married here at their Martha's Vineyard home in 1995. Overlooking the ocean sits the rock that served as their altar. And your bedroom is right there?
And our bedroom is right over there, so if there is an argument, one of us inevitably goes, you stood right out there and you promised.
Being far from the bright lights of Hollywood is where Steenburgen actually feels the most comfortable. All the red carpets and award ceremonies so many stars crave have for years been her quiet nightmare.
I love being in a room of 8 to 10 people. And once it starts to get too much bigger than that, I've always gotten very frightened. And I've never managed to, just telling you about it, I have sweaty palms. First time I've ever talked about it, actually.
Even the night she won her Oscar, she went home instead of dancing the night away.
Hi, guys.
Counseling has helped her fear of crowds. On this night, we hardly noticed. But then again, this was a hometown crowd.
The meringue cookie is outrageous.
She and Danson recently invested in a restaurant in Little Rock called South on Main, celebrating both Southern food and Southern literature.
We were going to have nothing much to do with it, and here we are.
Somehow we ended up
Co-owners. But that's the whirlwind of creativity that is Mary.
As many of you know, Mary's used to working on movie sets.
It's run by Steenburgen's niece, Amy, and her husband, Matt Bell. It was in this very space, some 3 decades ago, where Steenburgen struck up an Arkansas friendship that endures to this day. Bill and Hillary Clinton. Through thick and thin, she's been by their side ever since.
Did it ever get complicated, ending up being best friends with the president and first lady?
Of course. It's still complicated. It's complicated because there are people I've walked through life with that I love. And so it was hard for me to, from the get-go, to hear anybody be mean about him.
Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton.
Their signatures are inscribed on the wall of her guest house in Martha's Vineyard. And they were among the very first to learn of a new chapter in Steenburgen's life that she only recently opened up about.
I had a minor surgery on my arm, but it was enough that I went under general anesthetic. And the music started right after that. So
that's right, music.
I need a pinch of sugar, an ounce of ooh la la, a sweet temptation in my blue boudoir.
Whether it was the anesthesia from the surgery or not, she's not sure. But suddenly, for the first time in her life, songs and lyrics kept ringing in her ears.
At one point, I had to kind of look in the mirror and say, you know, you're a mom, you're a wife, people count on you. You can't go off the deep end into this kind of crazy musical swirl.
She began writing everything down, and with a little help from musicians in Nashville, her lyrics came to life.
I broke up with a man in the moon last night. Had enough of his whimsical smile.
She's now written or co-written more than 40 songs, and Universal Music recently signed her as a songwriter. And yes, her instrument of choice is indeed the accordion.
So, why the accordion? I'm not judging. I'm just asking why the accordion.
No, you're a hater. I can tell. I will tell you this: I am obsessed with it. I love it beyond belief. There's something about it that just appeals to me. I don't know why.
Danson bought her first accordion on Valentine's Day. Even though his wife's newfound obsession with music, he admits, freaked him out a bit.
At first, it was scary and threatening to our relationship. Is she humming to herself or is she off? I can't tell.
But what he could tell, more than anyone, is the difference it made in her life.
When you write, you go to heaven. You really go to some other place that is really almost divine.
Yeah.
The veteran actress and the newbie songwriter come together in her new film.
I'll let you lick the spoon. Come on over, baby. And I borrow a cup of trouble from you.
That song is hers too. A surprise twist, perhaps, in a life that has rarely followed a script. And yet, to Mary Steenburgen, that's pretty sweet.
hey, it's a miracle to have a career in Hollywood, but it doesn't begin to sum me up.